I was thinking of something. I had a positive thought when I watched this program.
Memphis Heat.
Now, when I say that wrestling is never going to be like it was, obviously in some ways that's true. We're never going back to the territories. That's impossible. But when I watch this show, I would never be foolish enough to start my own wrestling organization. I've learned enough in the last 15, 20 years of doing this to know that that would be a poor idea. I would never want to do it. I don't want the stress. It would be very, very difficult to make a go of it. I don't have the kind of money, nor would I want to lose that kind of money if I did have the money. But when I watched this program, I thought, there is no reason that you cannot create a wrestling product like this again. There is no reason that you cannot create a wrestling product where you get all of the guys together and you say, do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Create your own character. You know, I don't care if you're fat. Make a fat guy character. You know, be yourself with the volume turned up.
Entertain me.
That's what people always said, oh, my character is just me with the volume turned up. That is not the case anymore with the exception of, like, The Undertaker. You know?
I don't think that's him.
Well,
John Cena is John Cena with the volume turned up.
I don't know. But anyway, the point is,
he's just not that exciting.
I want crazy characters. I want a Boogie Woogie Man.
He's not the Boogie Woogie Man.
I want a Dusty Rhodes, and I want a Ric Flair, and I want a Hulk Hogan. I want a Kamala.
Austin Idol.
I want an Austin Idol. I want all of these wacky characters. I would like to run a promotion where I just said, listen, I'm going to hire a bunch of you, entertain me. And I want a promotion where I do some long-term planning, and I'm just saying hypothetically because I'm never going to do this, everybody. But, you know, I want some long-term planning. But you know what? If a guy breaks his leg, let's make this into a storyline somehow. You know, if so-and-so gets hurt or if somebody starts to get over, hey, you know, let's go with it. That's what wrestling's about. Take what is handed to you and let's make something out of it. And let's try to make money and let's try to make our baby faces be heroes and let's try to make our heels be villains. This can still be done. This is not an antiquated notion.
There's a point in this documentary where Jerry Jarrett, who was a very successful promoter for decades, has a very simple quote: the wrestling business is not complicated.
It's not. It really is not complicated. And like I said, I have no desire to do this, but there are a lot of people out there that know as much about wrestling as I do, and there are a lot of people that know a hell of a lot more. And maybe one of these days, one of those people, somebody's going to come along with some money or a wrestling fan that maybe today is in their 30s. Maybe there's a wrestling fan out there that's 35 that in 20 years is going to all of a sudden be the head of Spike TV. And they're going to know somebody, maybe through this website or another website or God knows where they'd have met this person. And they'll think, you know, this person, let's give this a shot. Let's give this a shot. And I really, honest to God believe that one of these days there's going to be a great wrestling promotion again. A great national wrestling promotion. I honest to God believe that. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I think that Vince McMahon will have passed away. I think that Triple H and Stephanie, maybe they will have decided it's time to move on and somebody else will take over. I don't know what's going to happen. It probably won't even be WWE. But I firmly believe there are enough people that remember how it used to be. And there's so much tape available. You know, there are all these video libraries available and all of these DVDs. I firmly believe that one of these days, and it's not going to be soon, but one of these days wrestling is going to be great again. I honestly believe that. Because the stuff they did in Memphis, like I said, you can't do a territory again. That's just not going to work. But a wrestling promotion that is a lot of fun with larger-than-life characters that you are not insulted by, there's going to be a market for something like that forever.
With spontaneity,
there will never be a day. There will never, ever, ever come a day where there is not a market for that. Maybe a new market will have to be created. But the fact of the matter is this, as many people have said, if you are at a basketball game and a fight breaks out, everybody stops watching the basketball game and they start watching the fight. That's going to happen until there's no more men on the earth. Or women. No more humanity. When humanity is gone, that's when people are going to stop caring about watching two people that don't like each other fight. But as long as there are human beings on this planet, people are going to want to see two people who they think don't like each other get in a fight. So, I think that everybody that's depressed nowadays, I think that everybody that watches Raw and just goes, Christ, what is this? Yeah, it sucks. And it's not going to turn around. And none of this is going to happen anytime soon. But one of these days, some of you youngsters here, I believe everybody that's in their 30s today and probably even in their 40s, if you don't die in the next 10 years or so, 15, 20 years, one of these days, you're going to be able to enjoy a great wrestling promotion again. I don't know who's going to do it. It may be somebody none of us have ever heard of before, but I swear, honest to God, one of these days it's going to come back. Because it's just something that, it's not a lost art. It's a lost art among the idiots today. It's a lost art among the people that are running these promotions. But it's not a lost art amongst the fans and amongst the people that grew up with it. Someday it's going to be back, Vinny. I honestly believe that.
Well, I hope you're right.
What guys in wrestling today believe in themselves? Nobody. It's not their fault. It's because they've been beaten down. Everybody on the Raw roster, with the exception of like Cena and Randy Orton, and Mark Henry has actually broken through of late. But all these guys, the Swaggers, and Ziggler to a degree, I think still believes in himself. But there's so many guys on the roster that they just have no confidence because they've been beaten down so many times. They have no confidence, and it comes across on television. You know. What guys really look like larger-than-life superstars? What guys look like, I hate to bring this one up because it's not the be-all and end-all, but what guys do you watch on Raw or SmackDown where you think, man, that's a tough guy that kicked my ass? You know? How many guys do you think that about? It's just gone. It's gone. They're just guys doing a script and having fake fights nowadays. And there's no reason that you cannot amass a roster of guys that believe in themselves, and guys that can cut promos, and guys that'll throw fire and get burned, and then the other guy laughs and cackles about it, and the other guy's so pissed off he demands revenge, and he yells and he screams, and he's all pissed off, and he's saying something that you don't normally say on TV. And watching Raw today, whose personality bursts out of the screen? Nobody's really. It's just, it's sad that it's come to this. And it doesn't have to. That's the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't have to be this bad. You know, it can still come back. But I don't have any faith in it coming back anytime soon.